Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Dublin. I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. Blanca Paloma has won Benidorm Fest 2023 with the song EaEa. I'm going to listen, react to her live performance and say how I think this could do in Liverpool. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip straight to my reaction or another part of the video. First, I'm going to talk about the show, then I'm going to watch Paloma's performance, and then I'm going to talk about how this could do in the competition, and then all the other people who are in Benidorm Fest and what I thought about them. So I thought Benidorm Fest was really great again this year. I know that last year was very divisive. I'm hoping this year will be less so, because really when I look at Benidorm Fest and compare where Spain are at now compared to how they were 3, 4, 5 years ago when they were absolute and utter like total crap, doing really, really badly. I was watching last night just like, wow, the progress that's been made. We're now at a stage where they have probably like one of the top 3 most popular national finals. Like everyone's really excited about this in the community. Really great songs, good variety, showing off like loads of different facets of the Spanish music scene. It's something I'm already looking forward to next year. This year again, I thought was a huge success, even though it was very different from last year. It's got a real personality. I love that it's all in one week. So yeah, the whole thing has been so successful. So I hope that no matter how disappointed some people might be after the results last night, this was really successful again, and the community really loves Benidorm Fest. But coming to Blanca, of course she entered last year with Secreta de Agua, which was my number 1 last year. This year she wasn't my number 1. I have actually done my initial reaction to the song. I'll leave it in this little eye up in the corner. And I also did a reaction to her initial performance in semi-final number 2, which I'll also leave up in this eye. So just keep that in mind when I'm watching the performance today. And obviously I watched the final as well because there's no way I was going to miss it. So keep in mind when I'm watching her live performance that this is not the first time I've seen it ever. But yeah, she won expert jury. She came second in the demoscopic jury, who were totally wild. She won the televote, which was nice because I think if we had had a situation again where the winner of Benidorm Fest wasn't the televote winner, it might have just started this thing of kind of slight unhappiness with the structure of the competition. So I think that was nice to avoid a crisis, and just shows that it was like pretty comprehensive that she won. Like both the people and the expert jury thought she was the best. All right, we're gonna go and watch her live performance from the show. Hopefully the video doesn't get blocked. So my understanding, again, if you're Spanish, please correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is that this is a flamenco lullaby. That is what I've been told is the genre of music, and it's traditional. I'm not sure which region of Spain it is a traditional of. Again, please inform me, educate me if you know. This is Blanca Paloma, EaEa, One No Más Copan. Okay, ooh, exciting. Ooh, now, gorgeous, starting this beckoning, wailing, this angsty anguish. And it's a beautiful picture of this silhouette. Absolutely stunning start, and that's going to grab people's attention, which is really important. And then we're straight into a second scene. Really exciting. We've got this like tunnel of red curtains with the hands coming through. Just, there's lots of like entertaining facets to it. And her vocal is just flawless throughout the whole thing. She can sing the song 100 times and she'll nail it 100 times. Costume wise, love what she's got. This looks like a warrior band on her arm. Beautiful spinning around, there's like dynamism in the show. Her dances are fantastic now. They're telling lots of stories. I do think we need to help a little bit with the translation about what her... Again, another beautiful visual, this camera overhead looking at her. It sounds exactly like the studio version. It's amazing how precise her vocal is. Look at that beautiful white spot in the red cylinder. This is totally ready to go to Eurovision. Like 99% complete. I love there's a little bit of sisterhood feeling as well. These girls, they're very close and I noticed they have a good relationship. Great intensity in the camera. Now these girls doing this, I think we need a bit of explanation what's going on, because obviously lyrically we don't understand it. But there's so much going on and it's all visually striking. And she ties it together because she's so into the whole performance. It reminds me a little bit of Jamal actually, that conviction. Lovely again. We're just jumping around to so many interesting cinematic visuals. her voice is just mind-blowing to me. She just gets a perfection. Look at that intensity, amazing. Wow, that beautiful pulsing red light. Even people who don't understand what's going on, they're just gonna be like, wow, this is so wild and intense and interesting. And I love this because actually the stage in Liverpool is very similar. We have the main stage and a central bit. This beautiful ending with the girls moving. Actually reminds me a little bit of like Polynesian folklore. Just amazing. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. That ending crescendo, oh, with the camera coming from above her, almost like looking at someone looking at her from heaven. It is just, wow. This is really, really blew my socks off. So coming into the show, I was surprised because the 4 favorites in the odds were all in the first semi-final. And I remember looking at the semi-finals and going, why is there such a mismatch? And once I saw the semi-final, it all made sense that the 2 favorites were Agony and Blanca Paloma. And that's why they were separated. It was a real aha moment for me when I did my original listen to the studio version. I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was quite weird and sparse, and sometimes it felt like it dragged a little bit. But with the actual live performance, she tied it all together. She made everything make sense. Any part where I felt lost in the audio, in the visual, she gave me something to work with. So this is really, really cleverly constructed. It feels incredibly passionate and real. That stage performance is total perfection. When I saw it for the first time, it was like Chanel. I was like, whoa, wow, this is absolutely mind-blowing. And I remember that someone posted on Twitter that the press poll for the rehearsal for this, she completely won it by an absolute mile. And I had the same reaction when I saw the semi-final live, where I was like, whoa, this is the winner. Absolutely, definitely, just it's the best by far. The total package, it is a fresh sound to me. It's obviously not if you live in Spain, but as someone who doesn't live in Spain, this is very interesting and unique. The vocally, she's just totally on point. She's really engaged and passionate about the song. You can see it in her eyes and the intensity throughout the whole thing. And then there's all these tableaus. Even if you don't like all that stuff, you've got these really interesting cinematic visuals of this white, black, red color palette, which is really strong and bold. So it's just got so many different things for lots of people to kind of be interested and nibble on. And if you like all of those things, then it's something really delicious. It's an entire feast. But yet, when I saw this, it was like an absolute no-brainer for me. I put this as my number 1. I said, I really, really hope this wins. I didn't think it was going to win, I'm going to be honest. I thought that Agony was going to win because of being more popular in the televote. And actually, he was really close to her. I think there was only a couple hundred votes between him and Paloma. But yeah, I'm so happy because I think this is just an absolutely gorgeous entry. I love how different it is to Chanel last year. I liked Agony. I thought he's incredibly professional and a really, really talented singer and performer. But I feel it was slightly felt like a male Chanel. It's obviously got its differences, but it did feel quite similar, going for like an upbeat man with a lot of dance moves, a lot of sex appeal in it. I was kind of worried that it would look like Spain was going for a recipe in the same way that Cyprus had success in 2018, and it felt like they kind of wanted that success again, so they just kept repeating it with female bops. And we see it a lot with a lot of countries where they have success once, they kind of say, well, let's try it again. This is so different from Chanel. It's like pretty much the only thing in common it has is that it's sung by a girl. Really, they're so on the other end of the spectrum, and this makes the Spanish music scene look so like it has so much depth because we're getting something so different. The year after we had Chanel, it really puts Spain in a very, very positive light. I think people tuning in this year, they go, oh yeah, Spain last year, they had that like absolute bop. What are we getting this year? And they're just going to be blown away at something so incredibly different. They're going to go, whoa. It's very intriguing. It makes me, and I assume other people, want to know more about Spanish music scene. So yeah, I love that this one. I think it's was absolutely the best choice. You could see with the professional jury as well, they had the same feeling. This did extremely well in the semi, extremely well with the professional jury in the final as well. I think it got 8 out of 9 12s, or a minimum of 7 out of 9 12s. Afterwards, when she won, she looked so popular within the groom. Everyone was congratulating her. Like, people seem to like genuinely like her. She seems like a very lovely, slightly crazy, but very, very lovely person. So one thing, I know this is going to be very annoying, but I know people for sure are going to compare this to Fulenn last year from France, which didn't do well. And people are going to say, well, why did Fulenn do badly and this will do well? First of all, I understand why that's a frustrating comparison, because obviously this is a very different musical style, but at the same time, it is a regional style of music. It's very like esoteric, quite niche. So I understand why the comparisons. I'll explain why I think they're different. I watched Fulenn and C'est vous qui décidez last year, and I thought it was grand. I thought it was good, entertaining, kind of weird, different. I wasn't rooting for it. When I saw the performance, I didn't go, whoa, that's a winner. That has to win at all. I kind of was a little bit surprised it won, and when it did win, I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. I wonder how this will do. And interestingly now, when I listened to those two songs in the studio version, I had a very similar reaction. I was like, both very interesting, probably wouldn't download them. But when I watched the visual of Paloma, she tied it together, all the visuals, all the story, this folk tale aspect of like reciting. I believe the story of it is a grandmother singing a lullaby to her grandchild, something about her son is in the moon or something like that. Just works. And me, as someone who didn't know that that's the storyline behind it when I first saw it, and didn't know any of what she's talking about, I was absolutely transfixed in a way that I was not with Fulenn. So this works in a way that Fulenn didn't, in that you don't need to know what's going on. It doesn't matter. It's just captivating and it's beautiful and really striking. Now, it's not going to work for everyone. Some people I know have said that they think that she's shrieking or yelling. You know, you can't please everyone. Doesn't really matter. Those people who aren't pleased, they can't give negative points. So who cares really? The most important thing in Eurovision is that you make people feel something, anything, because people are only going to vote for the songs they remember. And at the end of the day, after 26 songs have gone by, they're going to have in their head maybe 4 or 5. And for a lot of people, that is still going to be remembered. Now, whether it's positive or negative, they will remember it. So it's in contention to get their vote. I'm not saying this can win. I personally don't think it'll win. I would love if it made top 10, but I'm not expecting it to. I think people need to focus less on the result and focus more on the fact that this is the second year in a row where Spain are sending something exceptional, like really, really great. Having been a country that was always in the bottom 5 or bottom 6, to go to 2 amazing entries in a row that make me want to know more about Spain and the music and the culture. That is absolutely and utterly a success. So I hope people don't get too fixated on the result. I would love if this was on the left side of the scoreboard in the top 13. I would love if it went to the top 10, but I think this year is going to be very, very competitive. So I'm not expecting it, and I'm not going to be disappointed if it doesn't. I just want her to go and show off that beautiful show in Liverpool. I have no doubt that she can reproduce that again. She is so talented. My God, I cannot get over how incredibly talented she has. Having come from Ireland, where our national final, we could only find like one person with talent in the whole country. And Benidorm Fest had 8 incredible performers in the final, and she was the best of the best. And she's going to represent. I'm so jealous. So yeah, I just really am so happy with this, and I think it's it adds so much class and culture to the competition in such a fantastic way. Let's see how it's doing on the Eurovision app. Now, Spanish songs do well on the Eurovision app. Let's be real. Spanish people definitely support their country, most of them. Yeah, it's currently second on the app. Not surprising. We know that Norway is definitely the type of bop that a Euro fan gravitates toward like a magnet. Let's quickly talk about the other artists. I'm going to go through them because honestly, I just thought everyone was amazing, and I don't want to just say 7 times they amazing, because I'll start to sound like Ireland Eurosong judge. Carmento, lovely, loved that she made the final. Really fantastic, elegant woman. Again, hope she comes back next year. She had a similar thing to Blanca, where I felt like she had a story to tell, and she really told it in a very passionate and lovely way. I'm a big fan. Megara, I think they're amazing performers. I think the song just needs to be a little bit stronger, but they ended up coming 4th, which I think is a very good result for them, having been that they almost didn't qualify from the first semi, so coming 4th is really great. Alice Wonder, she had a much better vocal in the final. Her vocals were very shaky in the semi. I felt she was more strategic. She picked the right notes to go in on, and then she kind of avoided notes that were a little bit more difficult, and the whole thing just felt a lot stronger. Again, I was hoping for like a much wilder, more abstract, arty performance like Blanca had. I thought this performance was a little bit tame, you know, really thunderclouds with the piano. It's not exactly groundbreaking. So I was hoping for something like really like face paints and like weird demons running on and something more interesting. Fuse and Nocta, I think this is, a lot of people are kind of disappointed at how weak the vocal was. Yeah, she didn't sing well in the semi, and it wasn't better in the final either. I felt like they should have sacrificed some of the movements so that she could stand still and get the vocals correct. Without the good vocals, really, it just distracts from the song too much. Agony, I thought was brilliant. Again, someone who I hope comes back again next year. Dancing wise, he still felt a little bit slow. I wish that complicated dancing where he's going do 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 do, Kira are there, and then I was like almost stressing out that he'd get the mic back in time, because he was like just getting in at the nick of time. I felt all the 5 others around him should have danced, and he should have focused on other stuff. Also wish the song was a little bit stronger. I still don't want to download and listen to this, so I'm hoping he will come back in the future because he's really passionate about the competition. He's very popular. Jose Otero, this was my number 1 going in, but I'm very aware that this would not have been the best option. And the song just doesn't sound as good live. He just maybe comes across a little bit robotic on the stage. There was just lots of things that just didn't work. I love the radio edit, and it'll still be my favorite radio edit from this national final. And then last, Vigo Nochentera. I'm starting to get this. I'm still not going to download it, but I see why people like it. It's fun and boppy. I think that she added something different to the final. Again, more than happy for her to come back. I thought she did very well. That's what I thought about Benidorm Fest 2023. Very excited to see Paloma on the stage in Liverpool. Let me know who you liked in the comment sections down below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and thanks so much for watching. I'm seeing another Eurovision reaction video very soon. Goodbye.